The next feature we want to create are these cutouts here. So if you compare the sketch, so to compare the drawing to your part, you can see that you need to cut out 2 sections here in order to make this shape. And this will be very similar to how we made this cut. So this will be a breeze for you. So let's just start a 2D sketch again. Let's pick this upper face and we will start a sketch here. So we want these 2 rectangular cutouts. So let's choose the rectangle tool. And we can see here, if we hover over the corner, it will automatically snap to the corner, which is very convenient. So click once, left click, and then drag out a rectangle of, it doesn't really matter exactly what size it is for now. We will dimension it in just a moment. And then just do another one as well. And you can see here, at that point, the 2 rectangles actually line up with each other. And that's what we want, so let's choose that. Let's add some dimension. So we go to the dimension tool, quick look at the drawing. We want it to be 10 millimeters by 10 millimeters, both of these rectangles. You can see that here. So the cutout from the edge here to the edge here is 10 millimeters. And the dimension from the corner here to that edge is 10 millimeters. So that means this cutout section will be 10 millimeters. Don't worry about these rounded corners. We will do that last. Okay, so for now, we will just cut out these 2 squares, 10 by 10 millimeters. So dimension tool, click on that, and then click on this side, pull it down, and then add 10 millimeters. And now you see both of these change size because they are connected with an automatic constraint. We want this side to be 10 millimeters as well, and there are different ways we can do this. We can click on the line. We can click on this line and this line, or we could click on the 2 corners and pull out the dimension. And it already happens to be exactly 10 millimeters, so let's just accept it. We also have to do this one to make that exactly 10. So now it seems like we've added all dimensions, but there's still 2 dimensions needed. And we see that lines are green. So let's see what happens if we click the automatic dimensions and constraints button. Apply. I don't quite like that, how it adds a 0 dimension and a 20 millimeter dimension here. So I'm going to say remove and done. And then I will do this myself. So let's see, if I try to move this, what is happening? You can see that this square here can move that way, and this square can move this way. So that means that this line is not constrained with that line, or this corner is not constrained with that corner. So let's do this. I like to use this constraint. It's called a coincident constraint. And I want this corner here on our box we just drew to align with the corner of our part. So I will click there. And now you can see there's only 1 dimension needed. So let's do the same thing with this box. Click on the corner, click on that corner, and now the sketch is fully constrained, just like we want it. And I just like to orbit to see exactly what we have done. So you can see here is an interesting thing. I told you you can't start a sketch on a round surface. So we started a sketch on this flat surface, a flat face, but the sketch can extend outside this face. There's no limit for how big a sketch can be. The face just defines a plane where the sketch is located. So now we have made 2 sketches that extend over this rounded surface so we can cut through. So cutting is exactly what we're going to do next. So go to the 3D model tab. We can still stay in the sketch environment and click extrude. So we have several areas that are closed sections, and Inventor isn't really sure what we want to do, so we have to select them ourselves. So these are the 2 areas we want to extrude, but we don't want to add material, we want to cut. So let's click the cut button. And I will show you something else. So last time we used all. That will be great. That will cut right through the part just like we want. But I want you to be aware of another command as well, and that is to. So that will cut a certain distance to another feature, and you choose that feature. So we could choose, because we wanted to cut all the way through, we turn this over. So I free orbit, I hold down my shift key on the keyboard and the center mouse button, and then I free orbit and turn it over. And then I click on the bottom. Now the cut goes all the way through to the bottom. Well, what's the difference with all, you might say? This is just this very same thing. Well, in this particular case it is. But let's say if you wanted this cut to be the same distance, same depth as this cut. So I'm going to choose 2 again, and then I'm going to click at this bottom. And now you can see this cut is the same depth as that cut. And we couldn't do this with a cut all command. But this is not what we want. I just want to show you how you can use these different commands. So say 2 and the bottom, and that cuts all the way through. And then just click OK. And now it's starting to look like our phone stand that we are planning to make. So let's save it and let's continue to the next video.